That's the guide's job, essentially.
Mm.
The embodiment of now in human form. There have been many teachers. There are many teachers. There are many guides. There are many beings who embody this. I heard a wonderful phrase the other day. I think it's an Eckhart Tolle phrase of frequency holders or something like that. And it points at this being throughout the ages, these realized beings who have come to this place of now, and there they stop and hold the frequency of now. And they know it's the answer to all of our issues. It's not about being completely still and like, mustn't speak, must not think, must not move, must always be silent. It's not that. There are practices like that to bring one into contact. Okay, great. But the brain is thinking now. The body, the heart is beating now. The energy is being shared now. The conversation is happening now, right? But to identify with the brain and think that that's you is the error. There are things to be done now. There are jobs to be done now. There are problems to be solved now. People are hungry now. People are in need now. People are afraid now. There is a terrible, evil corruption at the heart of the modern economy now. The military-industrial complex is happening now, ladies and gentlemen. What's to be done about it now? Right? These are questions to be raised now. It's not a case of never speaking. It's a trap a lot of people fall into, and you see it everywhere, especially in this whole world of non-duality movement today. People get stuck in this loop of just trying to describe reality, which is, it's not doable. You can't describe reality. But they just get stuck in a loop of, it's everything and nothing, and it's this, it's just this, it's just this. Everything that's happening is just this. People dying and starving and suffering is just this. Right? Okay, fine. It's always been this. What do you want to do about it? What do you want to do about it? Want to get to work? Want to help people who are hungry and need, people without homes? Do you want to learn to identify this terrible corruption at the heart of a modern economy which is causing countries to go to war and investing all of our money in insane ways to murder each other? And we're not going to go too much into that because we've talked about it plenty enough already. That's happening now too. That's also just this, all right? But at the same time, so is doing something about that. So is learning to cultivate a way of life that is harmonious without war. That is also just this, right? We're doing this now, okay? It's unfolding in the now. So that's to help anyone out there who might be not quite yet capable of identifying that there is an activity now, there is an action now, there is a way of being now, there is a way of living now. There is a relationship happening in the now between the apparently separate bodies, which aren't really separate. The body of life is in love with itself. It is living together, and we are cultivating this together. That is this happening consciously. We know what we are doing. Very literally, we know right now what we are doing. What we are doing right now is being known as it's happening. Of course, it's right here. Where else is it going to be? Because some people think that this state of silence, in which there is no activity whatsoever, is it. You have to stay there and that you never leave it. There is no leaving it. The state of silence appears, the state of movement appears, the state of sound appears. That's still an identification with an individual who thinks it must be silent in order to be there. And that's just not it at all. It's not it. You have to go beyond that. That's called grasping at emptiness. Thinking that silent being is emptiness, and so one must be silent in order to be empty. It's always empty. It has always been empty, the consciousness here. Its nature is emptiness. Emptiness not in the sense of there's nothing in it. Emptiness in the sense of one can apply no meaning to it. It's empty of all meaning, of all concept. But it is full and boundless everywhere of itself. its nature is emptiness. And don't take emptiness to mean empty, like there's nothing in it, because that's not what it is. That's once again the ego's knowledge grasping at this interpretation of emptiness. Anyway, just to address potentially a few sticking points that people might find themselves getting stuck on.
Mm-hmm.